Hello everyone. Continuing with the methods of finding maxima and minima, in this video we will learn about the second derivative test. It means how to apply the second derivative to find out the maxima and minima of a given function. We have already learnt about the concept of the second derivative test, but for this video let's revise it now. For a function y equal to fx, when we draw the curve, we find that the curve goes like this, where we find some are the points of maxima and some are the points of minima, which we call as the local maxima and local minima. And these points, like this is the point x1 here and this is the point x2, we find the tangents are parallel to x-axis and dy by dx here is equal to 0. dy by dx is equal to 0 at these points. On the left hand side of these points, these points are known as critical points, and on the point of local maxima, we found that dy by dx on the left hand neighborhood is greater than 0, and in the right hand neighborhood dy by dx is less than 0. For a point of local minima, we found dy by dx on the left is less than 0 and on the right it is greater than 0, that is positive. So we say here x1 and x2 are the critical points. For the point of local maxima, we found that dy by dx changes from positive to negative. This implies that rate of change of dy by dx is reducing, that is negative. You can say that is negative. It means we find that d2y by dx square is less than 0. At the point of local minima, at point of local minima, we find dy by dx changes from negative to positive. It means rate of change of dy by dx is greater than 0, which implies that d2y by dx square is greater than 0. So we can remember it like this, that at a critical point where second derivative is less than 0, that is the point of local maxima, and at a point where second derivative is greater than 0, that is positive, that is the point of local minima. In case we find that somewhere second derivative is equal to 0, then we can say that it is the point of neither maxima nor minima. To find the maxima and minima of any of the function by using second derivative test, the algorithm which we have to follow is, for any function y equal to fx, the first step we have to take is finding the derivative, that is find dy by dx from this function. Second step is to find the critical points. And we know how we can find out the critical points, that is by putting dy by dx equal to 0. We will find all the values of x. Find the values of x from this. Then the third point will be finding the second derivative. So we'll go for find d2y by dx square. The fourth step is to find d2y by dx square at all critical points. And see, number 1, if d2y by dx square is greater than 0, this implies that the point is of local minima. Second point, if d2y by dx square is less than 0, then the point is of local maxima. And number 3 is, if d2y by dx square is equal to 0, then the point is of neither maxima nor minima. That may be a point of inflection. And the last step is to find y maxima and y minima, that is the maximum and minimum values of y at the points of local maxima and minima. If we follow these steps, then we can find out the maximum and minimum values of the function by using the second derivative test. For the application of this test, let's take some of the problem. Like first one, we have find the maximum and minimum values of the function y equal to fx equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 2. To find the solution by using the second derivative test, we use the algorithm. First we will write the function y equal to fx equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 9x plus 2. Then the first step will be to find out the derivative of it. So we will write differentiating with respect to x. We will get dy by dx is equal to 3x square minus 12x plus 9. 3 is common. So we get x square minus 4x plus 3. And this we can write as number 1. The factors of this are 3 into x minus 3 into x minus 1. And now the next step is to find out the critical points. So we write for critical points dy by dx is equal to 0, which implies 3 into x minus 3 into x minus 1 equal to 0, from which we are getting the values of x as 3 and 1. It means the critical points are x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. Now to find out the second derivative, we will differentiate 1 with respect to x. So we write differentiating 1 with respect to x. We get d2y by dx square, that is second derivative, will be 3 into 2x minus 4. Now the value of this we have to find out at these points. So we write here d2y by dx square at x is equal to 1. That will be 3 into 2 into 1 minus 4. This comes as 3 into minus 2 minus 6. It means this is less than 0, and if it is less than 0, this implies that x is equal to 1 is the point of maxima. So we can write x is equal to 1 is the point of maxima. Now we will find the value of d2y by dx square at x is equal to 3. d2y by dx square at x is equal to 3 will be 3 into 2 into 3 minus 4, that is 3 into 6 minus 4, it is 6, which is greater than 0. This is positive. And if it is positive, means we can say x is equal to 3 is the point of minima. Now we will find out the maximum and minimum values of a function at these points. So we can write y maximum is equal to f1, that is at x is equal to 1. So we substitute the value of x as 1 in this function and we get here 1 minus 6 plus 9 plus 2, which is equal to 6. Similarly, y minimum will be f3, and when we substitute the value of x as 3 here, that will be 27 minus 54 plus 27 plus 2, which comes as 2. This is the way we can find out the maximum and minimum values of the function by using the second derivative test. Let us discuss some word problems now which are based on maxima and minima, and we can solve them by applying second derivative test. One of them is divide 18 in two parts whose product is maximum. To find the solution of such problem, we have to remember one thing, that the function which is to be maximized or minimized is to be taken in one variable. So here when we take the two parts of this number 18, we will also take them in one variable only. So we can write, let the parts of 18 be x and 18 minus x. And then the function is to be taken in the form of the product of these numbers. So we'll write the product, and the product can be represented as p, that is equal to x into 18 minus x, which on simplification is 18x minus x square. Now this function is to be maximized, so we have to differentiate this with respect to x. So we write differentiating with respect to x, we get dp by dx is equal to 18 minus 2x. To find the critical points, we have to take dp by dx as 0. So we write for critical points dp by dx equal to 0. It means 18 minus 2x equal to 0, from which we get 2x is equal to 18 or x is equal to 9. So this is the value of x, at which now we have to see whether the product is maximum or minimum, and for that we have to find the second derivative. So we can write this as 1, and we write now differentiating 1 with respect to x. We get d2p by dx square equal to 0 minus 2 minus 2, which is negative or less than 0. It means we are finding second derivative is negative. It means p will be maximum at x is equal to 9. We can write therefore p is maximum at x is equal to 9. Therefore the first part now is equal to x, that is 9, and the second part is 18 minus x, that is 18 minus 9 or 9. It means both the parts are equal. Hence 18 is divided into two equal parts for maximum product. Like this we can find out the solution of a problem by using second derivative test. We take up a problem on the plane figures now. And the problem is, prove that the rectangle of maximum area inscribed in a given circle is a square. To find the solution of such problem, the first thing is we have to draw a diagram. Let us draw a diagram here. Suppose this is a circle and a rectangle in it is A, B, C, D. Now we know that all the angles of the rectangle are 90 degree. It means if we join A to C, we will find this will pass through the center. It means this will be the diameter Y, because a right angle is formed in semicircle. So this AC will be the diameter, which is the diagonal of the rectangle. And we decide that the radius of the circle is R. So we will write, let the radius of the circle be R and ABCD be the rectangle. Now we will write, since angle B is equal to 90 degree is equal to angle D, therefore AC will be the diameter of the circle. If R is the radius, then AC will be equal to 2R. Now one more thing we have to remember here, that whatever is given to us, that is to be taken as a constant. What is given here? A circle. And in a circle, that is the radius. So we will consider that the radius is a constant. Now we suppose that the length and breadth of this particular rectangle are x and y. So we will write here, let AB equal to x and BC equal to y. Now what will be the area? The area will be x into y, implies area of ABCD will be x into y. Now we have to find out the values of x and y in terms of a single variable. Now that can be done in two different ways. One is using the algebraic method, another is by using the trigonometrical method. Trigonometrical method is a bit easy, so I am going to explain here the trigonometric method. We consider that this angle here is theta. Then in triangle ABC, we can see that sine theta is equal to y upon 2r. It means we will get the value of y as 2r into sine theta. What is cos theta? Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse, that is x upon 2r. It means x is equal to 2r cos of theta. So we could get the length and breadth of the rectangle in terms of a single variable, that is theta, which we have considered. Now we can find the area. Therefore area A is equal to x into y. Substitute the values, that is 2r cos theta into 2r sin theta. This is equal to 2r square into 2 sin theta cos theta. Why we have taken this? Because we know that 2 sin theta into cos theta is sin 2 theta. So we can write this as 2r square into sin 2 theta. Now area is to be maximized. So we will differentiate A with respect to theta. We write differentiating A with respect to theta. We get dA by d theta equal to 2r square, and this will be 2 cos of 2 theta, which gives us 4r square cos 2 theta. Now to find out the critical points, we will take dA by d theta as 0. So we write 4 critical points dA by d theta is equal to 0. It means 4r square cos 2 theta is 0, which gives us cos 2 theta equal to 0. It means 2 theta is equal to pi by 2. If 2 theta is pi by 2, then theta we will have is pi by 4. So theta is equal to pi by 4. We are taking this value. Why? Because theta here is an acute angle for rectangle. To see whether area is maximum at theta equal to pi by 4 or not, we will differentiate this 1 with respect to theta. So we write differentiating 1 with respect to theta. We get d2a by d theta square equal to 4r square, derivative of cos 2 theta minus 2 sin 2 theta. And this gives us minus 8r square sin 2 theta. Let us find out the value of d2a by d theta square at theta equal to pi by 4. So we find d2a by d theta square at theta equal to pi by 4 is minus 8r square sin of pi by 2. We know sin pi by 2 is 1. So this will be minus 8r square into 1, which is less than 0. This is negative. And if second derivative is negative, it means area of the rectangle is maximum when theta is pi by 4. So we write therefore area is maximum at theta equal to pi by 4. Now let's find out the sides of the rectangle. Therefore x is equal to 2r cos of theta, that is 2r into cos of pi by 4, or we say 2r into 1 by root 2, because cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2, it gives us root 2r. What about y? Y is 2r sin theta, that will be 2r into sine of pi by 4, and we know sine pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2, so this is 2r into 1 by root 2, or we can say root 2r. So here we are finding x and y both are equal. It means length and breadth of the rectangle are equal. So we can write since x is equal to y is equal to root 2r, this implies that ABCD is a square. And hence we can write the last statement, that is hence the rectangle of maximum area is a square. This is what we had to prove. Like this, any of the word problem is given to us, we can find out the solution of that problem for maxima and minima by using the second derivative test. Thanks for watching my video. If you have any comments or doubts, leave them in the comment box and I will get back to you.